Hello. Welcome back to another Kinda Unamused episode. If you cannot tell already, I am tired. I just finished working for the past 5 days, and today in particular, I had to wake up decently early to get to work, and then I did not have a great shift. So I'm just kind of down in the dumps, a little tired. I wanted to film this episode yesterday, but my microphone was dead, so didn't get much luck there. So I'm going to try this again today, see how it goes. My phone is going to die though, so maybe I won't have luck today, which is very likely. I did indeed get coffee, because it's just one of those days, It's one of those days. I don't get coffee a whole lot anymore, but today I needed it. I needed some coffee today. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. It's windy, stormy outside. That's why the lighting looks the way it does. And honestly, the weather matches my mood today. It really does. I about had it with my coworkers, with my job in general today. It was just not my day. It wasn't necessarily a bad day, but it also was definitely not a good one. One of the reasons being that just for some perspective, I work at a movie theater, okay? And the busyness of movie theaters differs, all the time. Sometimes it's, extremely busy. Other times, it's extremely dead. And today was one of the days where it was really dead. Same as yesterday. I pretty much did nothing for a huge portion of the day, which is just boring, but it's I can't really complain because I'm making money. I'm making money while just sitting here. But it can be kind of draining, whatever. That's not the reason why I had a bad time, though. I'm going to be as vague as possible, but I have a coworker, and she was just in a mood today. I don't think that she felt very well, but she was just kind of she was being helpful, she was running for me and for my other coworker, but she, getting the popcorn and the drinks and stuff while I'm cashing out the person. She was having an attitude, and she also took almost a 30-minute break instead of a 15-minute break. So it's okay, I need you here now because I'm about to leave, and I'm not going to stay here for an hour extra like I did the other day. I stayed for an hour extra because that same coworker got sick, threw up, and had to leave. She showed up to work today, so I'm hoping she's not contagious and just has a very sensitive stomach. But because she was sick yesterday, my manager was going to get us pizza today for lunch because he likes to get us food on Sundays. And I was really looking forward to this pizza because I was hungry. Okay, I had been working there since 9 a.m. I had some breakfast, which was cereal, which was just plain Cheerios and half an apple. And then for my break, I had a little tray of popcorn. So I was really looking forward to this pizza. But he ended up not getting a pizza because this girl wasn't going to have any because she had just thrown up the other day. Which is not really her fault, but at the same time, I'm holding a grudge because I wanted that pizza. And then my managers ended up getting McDonald's for themselves. So I was just kind of oh my it was just, I was not having a great time. And I had to deal with some annoying, not coworkers, I had to deal with some annoying customers. It was just a very off day. Let's just say that. It was an off day. We had phases of people coming in and out of the theater to see Longlegs, which is a movie, obviously, and Despicable Me. Those were the two movies that were that people were seeing. Also, Fly Me to the Moon. That movie, which has Scarlett Johansson and, I don't know his name. I want to say Channing Tatum, but I feel like that's wrong. Oh my gosh, I was right. It is Channing Tatum. Okay, well, their movie came out recently. I'm not that interested in seeing that type of thing because I'm not interested in that time period. It's just not intriguing to me at all. It's in the 1900s or something like that. Early 1900s or I honestly, when did the moon landing happen? I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, I had an off day at work. I had an exhausting day at work yesterday because I was the only person working because everyone else called off or got sick. So I ended up working 6 hours and 45 minutes instead of 5 hours and 45 minutes with only a 15-minute break. Yeah, it wasn't my manager's fault or anything. And I did say that I could stay, but at the end of that, I was really struggling because I didn't have any food in my system. and I need to have food in my system to function for 6+ hours, That's kind of explains my mood. I've also just been thinking about the future and my weight, and I'm about to be on my period, so I'm very hormonal right now, and I'm just upset about everything. It's fine. So, today's all about rants, and speaking of rants, I have one for you guys from a viewer. This is anonymous, but I love this. I love that you just decided to rant to me about something. I haven't actually read it fully, so this is going to be like an experience for both of us, okay? So this is from Anonymous. My rant for today is about how TV shows, movies, books, etc. always seemingly kill the best and most lovable characters. I understand that many deaths have meaning and can contribute to the story, but sometimes I feel as if some deaths do not contribute to the story, and it's pure laziness or boredom, or even shock factor. Spoilers ahead. For example, in Harry Potter, I feel like Dobby's death was unnecessary. Dobby was one of the best characters in the series and has made such an impact on anyone who has engaged with either the book or the movies. I fear that J.K. Rowling only kills him as a shock factor, alongside many other shows, movies, or books. The 100 and The Walking Dead are also famous for killing every single likable character, and then having every single character that lives be incredibly insufferable. Looking at you, Clark Griffin, from The 100. Even in books such as Percy Jackson, they get bored with a character, and instead of giving them a meaningful ending, they just die. Rip Jason Grace. You mentioned last episode that Stranger Things doesn't have any super full meaningful deaths either. Even with Max, they give us this powerful, emotional scene where you think she dies, but then she doesn't. As much as I love her, she should have passed in that scene. Overall, I think if a death is to occur in a storyline, I think it should be meaningful and not just out of laziness or boredom. I completely agree with this. I did briefly talk about Stranger Things last episode, and how, no one died. I'm very happy that, once again, spoilers ahead, probably for a little bit into this episode. I'm very happy that Hopper came back, because I think that he didn't deserve to die. I think that it was a shock factor type thing, and obviously he didn't end up dying. I would say that in Stranger Things, there are deaths that have happened besides Barb, but like Bob, his death was a sacrifice. It was full of love. It was full of, selflessness. And I feel like that was and same as what's his name? Eddie. They both were like a sacrifice, full of love, and you need to move on. You can do this type of vibe. So with those, I understand it more. Barb didn't deserve that. She did not deserve that. That poor queen. I understand why they did it. But in the next final season, they need to have a very impactful death, because they really just they're really messing with Max specifically. And I agree. She really should have died. If they did that to her, she should have died. And if she doesn't die, then they cannot make her not blind. In my opinion, I feel like that if she's going to continue living, which will be very surprising if she does, because if you freaking see what happens to her, excuse me? How do you live after that? I don't know. I think she's brain dead right now, but she's blind. She has multiple broken limbs in really horrific ways. So I think if she's gonna live, she needs to have function of her body, because she's just then she would just be pretty much crippled all the way through, which who, after having to go through that, I would want to just stop after that. I think that if they're going to keep her living, she cannot just have this crazy magnificent recovery where she can see, where she can walk, where she can do all these things. She needs to at least continue to be blind, because she is very much so blind. You cannot see her pupils anymore. But it's also you can't just kill her off and be oh, well, we killed her off, so that counts, and then let everyone else live. No. My prediction, what's his name? Will is gonna die. Noah Schnapp's character. It just makes the most sense to me. Him or Steve, but I will literally just break if Steve dies. I love Will, but Steve. Steve. But yeah, with Harry Potter, Dobby, I think, was just a really sad death, and you're right, there wasn't a whole lot of necessity in that. Like, it totally, like, that knife totally could have just hit one of the many people that were in that little, I forget what it's called, but like the, Bellatrix throws the knife into the little portal thing and it ends up hitting Dobby. It totally could have ended up hitting like Harry in the arm or something like that. Because the knife was like this big. It was a little dagger. It was like this big. It ended up hitting poor little Dobby in the heart or something like that. Or in the stomach or something. So, yeah. Like, it was just bad chance, I guess. But yeah, I do think that he could have been saved. I'm trying to think of other people in that movie that died. That had no reason to die. I mean, it's kind of hard with Harry Potter because especially at the end, like the most amount of people that die happens in the end because of the war. But with war, a lot of people die. So it makes sense for a lot of the characters to have died at the end because they were at war. But like, I get Cedric Diggory had to die. It's sad. But I can't really think of anyone else that really died. Yeah. I don't know. Who else died? Sirius Black. I don't know if he had to die. I don't think he necessarily had to die, but I get it at the same time. Don't kill me, please, Sirius Black fans, okay? I know Heaven, you love Sirius Black, so don't come at me, please. Let's see, like the Hunger Games. The one, well, no, because I want to say that Prim's death was so unnecessary, but it was necessary at the same time for the story to be the way that it is. Like, it makes sense to me that she died. Am I happy about it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am Team PETA all the way, by the way. I feel like Gale should have been the one that got blown up, not Prim. Anyway, get blown up by your own bombs, sir. You're supposed to protect Prim, not kill her. I can't think of anything else. Like, you said the 100 and like The Walking Dead. Everyone dies in that. So, and Clark Griffin should have died. Many times. I love that actress. Do not like that character. I really can't think of anyone else that has like died. Like, you think of Game of Thrones. A lot of people die in that show too. And there's probably a lot of unnecessary deaths that happen in that one. But that's like set in a completely different like world, time frame. It's not in modern times at all. So the way that they do things back then, like executions and stuff, was very different. So it's like people die a lot in that type of world, in my opinion, because that's kind of all they know is like death and food and warmth, survival of the fittest. I'm currently reading not the 100. I'm currently reading The Hunger Games, and I'm reading it very slowly, but I like reading it slow. I read a little bit every day, and then I keep on thinking about it, even though I know how the story ends, obviously. I know how the story ends, but reading something that I'm familiar with, that I like to know like all the little details about, has been very fun for me. And hopefully, eventually, when I'm done with the Hunger Games, I'll do the same thing for Harry Potter, because I have not finished Harry Potter. I only got to the 4th book. Those books are so freaking long, okay? There's like, it's gonna take me so long to finish that freaking series, because I'm an extremely slow reader. I read so slow. Those books are going to take me so long, especially with all the things that I have to do during the day. Like, I work, I have to work on paintings and stuff. I'm trying to work on my social media stuff. I'm trying to start my website and all this and all the things. So like, reading is like such a side thing for me, and I've been trying so hard to read as much as possible right now, and I've been doing pretty well, and I'm very proud of myself. So, little goals at a time. Like I said in the beginning of this, I've been really struggling kind of recently. I've just been kind of upset over a lot of stuff, which is probably just because I'm very hormonal right now, which is annoying. But doing these little goals every day, or every other day, but mainly every day, has been very satisfying. Like, I recently cleaned up my room and it feels so nice in here, and I forgot how nice it feels to have clean surfaces and a nicely made bed and a vacuumed floor. So like, I cleaned my room. That was a goal. I unpacked all of my bags for the most part. I have one bag of clothing that's over there that I have yet to dig into. But all of my like decorations that I brought from my parents' house back here, I had just been laying on my floor for weeks. But I had just been procrastinating doing it for so long because I'm like, I don't want to have to figure it out. I don't want to figure out where to put all these things because like I want to put them up, but I don't know where. But I ended up doing that and it feels great. It makes me like my room more. I also, one big thing that I really wanted to do was to clean out and reorganize under my bed so that I can easily fit things under there. And I did that and it just makes me feel so much cleaner internally too. And like recently I got my hair cut, which is another goal because I mean, it's a lot shorter than what I originally wanted it to be. I wanted it to be like to here. It's fine. But like getting off all that dead hair, although I don't necessarily like the way my hair looks like now, like I think it's fine, but it's not amazing. It feels so much better. And I've been kind of slacking on the working out to a degree these past couple of days just because I've been working for the past 5 days. So whenever I get home, I'm like too tired to go work out for an hour. But I've been trying not to beat myself up about it because I'm trying to reach my other goals. Or I've been doing things to make me also feel good. So yeah, it's really refreshing sometimes just reaching a lot of goals. You know what's also refreshing? Getting a paycheck. I am so excited to get my next paycheck because I am extremely low on funds right now because like I said, these past couple of days I've just been kind of like blessed, so I've been eating out a lot, like a couple times, which, you know, sucks the money out of the bank account. And like I got a Starbucks today. I've been not trying to beat myself up about it. Okay, don't say, Maddie, you gotta do better. I am not happy. And I am tired, so let me be. Okay, I understand what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm talking to you like this, as if you're trying to hold me accountable. I'm holding myself accountable. It's fine. But I'm going to take a little bit of a break to charge my phone because it just said there's 10%. I also have to go to the restroom, like extremely bad. So, sorry, a little bit TMI, but we're going to take a little bit of a break. And next I'm going to be talking about some other random things because what else do I do on here? All right. I'm back. What was I talking about? Something that has been like cycling through the interwebs recently is, well, first of all, okay, wait. Can we please talk about the fact that tampons have arsenic in them? What was it? Arsenic, lead, and metal? Huh? Like, this type of thing is like so frustrating to me because like obviously we all know that that's not good for our bodies. For no matter what gender you are, it is poison to human beings. So why do we have that in something that literally goes inside a whole group of humans? I know that not everyone like wears tampons or whatever. Like, it's not preferred for every person that has a menstrual cycle, but a good majority of people, of women, use tampons. And I think it was specifically Tampax that this discovery was found, which is the brand that most people use and trust because it's what's sold in like every store. Not every store, obviously, because why would tampons be sold in every store? But, you know, most stores that sell that type of thing sell Tampax because that's the brand. That is the tampon brand. I personally like those ones because they have a specific type of applicator that I prefer. I know it's not for everyone, but like the annoying thing is that we can't, like, I can't stop using them. Like, maybe I can switch to another brand, but who's to say that those brands don't also have poison in them? It's so ridiculous that this it's like it's the freaking 21st century. It is almost 2025. It is almost 2025 and tampons are not safe. Huh? Like, and it's not, I'm just going to keep on using them because I don't like pads. I don't like those cup things. I've never tried them, but they terrify me. So I'm going to keep on using them. Am I going to die because of it? Potentially. It's mind-boggling to me. But at the same time, what's very disappointing is that whenever I heard about the news that is the way it is, I was not surprised. Literally at all. I was not surprised. It's just so sad. It's so sad. And like I said, I'm about to be on the topic of freaking periods recently because I'm like, I'm hormonal. I'm about to have to freaking put poison in my body. It's so stupid. It is so stupid. And speaking of freaking stupid, have you guys seen the Clinton Kane stuff? So I talked about this in like maybe 2 episodes ago or something like that. There was drama between Clinton Kane and then Brooke Schofield, I think is how you pronounce her name. I kind of did a whole rundown of it. I probably got some facts wrong here and there. To kind of summarize it, Clinton Kane, this singer, cheated on this influencer named Brooke. Okay? And Brooke did this like multiple part series on TikTok over explaining all of the lies, like kind of exposing Clinton Kane for doing all these things that he did during their relationship. And then like 2 days ago or something like that, by the point that I upload this is kind of going to be a little bit old news, but he did a like 20 plus part series in response to Brooke's videos. People are hardcore bashing him because, well, first of all, he's not like apologizing. He's not saying that he was in the wrong for lying about his family dying, for lying or twisting the truth about his accent or lying about his age or cheating. Like, he doesn't say that he did anything wrong in any, really, of the 20 plus part series that he did. He chose to go through every single word that Brooke said in her series and did fact checks for every single detail that she said. When they did the things that they did, how often they saw each other, how long they were dating, the exact dates of things. He was like, I have receipts for literally everything because that's what my marketing team told me to have, to like keep. So I have receipts for every single day that we were together. Brooke said they were together for multiple months. He was like, we were only together for 3. Sounds more like it was like around 4, but she was like, yeah, we were together for probably like 7 months or something like that. He was like, no, we were actually together for 3.5 months. She was like, oh yeah, we went to this place on like the 13th of July or something like that. He was like, actually it was the 15th. Like things like that, trying to get people to question if she's right about anything. But it's like, that's not the point here. We don't actually care. No one cares how long you were together. You lied that your entire family died. You lied about your age. And you cheated on her. Like, no one cares about the specific date that you went to go get coffee. No one cares about the specific date you went to Nobu. No one cares. Brooke doesn't care. You shouldn't care. She was just like, it's just like, and also, like you've said multiple times, it was 2 years ago. So how is she supposed to remember the specific days that everything happened and how long you were together for? He was like, actually, we were only together for 3 hours. And she said we were there for multiple hours. Or no, she said we were there for like 3 hours, but we were actually only there for an hour. Like, she was saying it felt like we were there for hours. I don't know if she said that specifically, but like, you just kind of say things like, yeah, it felt like that. We were there for like, a couple months. Even if you're dramatizing it a little bit, that's not the point. The point is that you cheated. The point is that you lied. But he did not take any accountability, and it's freaking crazy. And he persisted to make freaking a, like, Google Calendar and color coded, like, color mapped out every single day that they were together. The days that they went to go get dinner, the days that she slept over. And he was like, yeah, we weren't together every day. Okay, maybe not every day, but you were with each other for at least 2 days a week, 3 days a week. Like, that's a lot for some people. Okay, it could feel like you were together every day, even if it was just for 2 hours. Anyway, men, specifically him, this is why you don't lie about things. I looked at his profile. I don't follow this man. I never have. I barely even knew who he was before this all happened. I only know he made that Chicken Tendy song. I didn't even know that it was him until this all happened. Looked at his account. He only has 2 million followers. Which makes me question, like right now, as of today, which is July 14th, he only has 2 million followers. And his views are not getting anywhere near, or not really getting anywhere in the millions of views, which is typical for people like him, like influencers and quote unquote famous people. I think that his lies and everything that he's been doing, not even lies, but like taking his lies and then not taking accountability and making it, like, trying to make Brooke seem like she's crazy and wrong, is really biting him in the ass. I just wouldn't be surprised if he's been losing followers and views and all that stuff because of this. Don't lie, don't cheat, and don't make your exes seem crazy, especially if they have a following, because that's not going to work out well for you. Let's see. Also, something funny is Katy Perry's new song called, I think it's A Woman's World or Woman's World. I love Katy Perry. I have for years. I followed her on Instagram for a very long time. I love that she's married to Orlando Bloom. I had a major crush on Orlando Bloom whenever I was younger. So she's not living my dream, but, you know, like, I've always loved her. She recently came out with a song, like, a couple days ago. Like, 3 days ago or something like that. Called A Woman's World. The song is very mediocre in comparison to her other work, like Fireworks, I Kissed a Girl and I liked it, the taste of her cherry chapstick. I love that song. But, you know, Firework, what are other songs that Dark Horse, I'm bad at names, but, you know, that entire album is, like, just so good. This song, however, is not the best. It's not because it's not, like, great, it's just kind of weird. I personally don't think that this is a woman's world. If it was a woman's world, then the world would be 10 times better, in my opinion. There'd be less violence. I feel like just the world would be better if it really was a woman's world. If it was a woman's world, women would have more rights than they do now. So I don't know if this is just, like, saying that, like, like, I don't understand necessarily the point behind the song. Like, it's supposed to be, like, you know, feminine power, you know, feminist type vibe, whatever. But it just kind of feels weird, especially for this time frame that we're living in right now where rights are being taken away and stuff. So I don't know if it's supposed to be, like, bringing the power back type vibe. The song isn't really the point here. Listen to the song or don't, it doesn't really matter. The music video, though. The music video is so Katy Perry coded. If you've seen her music videos in the past, you'll want to see this one because it is something else. Her music videos have always been, like, super kooky and fun, kind of crazy. This is no different than her other stuff. It's very fun. Trisha Paytas is in the music video, dragging a monster truck. I don't even really know what is going on in that music video, but it is fun. Like I said, very Katy Perry coded. I would say my favorite part probably is the part with Trisha Paytas where they first get, like, introduced, where Katy Perry fuels her body with gas in her ass. She like sticks the like gas pump for cars in her butt. So if that doesn't summarize, yeah, it's really fun. It's really funny. I don't know how people feel about it. I haven't been seeing anyone talk about it really besides Trisha Paytas because she's in it. But it's really fun. It's super silly. Once again, I don't understand why she would necessarily be singing a song about women's world whenever it's not a women's world. We want it to be a women's world. But then again, like, I could see, like, major feminists looking at it and being like, this is not a good representation of, like, feminism or whatever. Feminist ideals. Because, like, in the beginning scene, it's a bunch of girls that are in really skimpy, bedazzled construction worker uniforms that are more like bathing suits that kind of look like construction worker uniforms. So it's not like, it's like putting something like, I don't really know how to describe it, making very quote unquote masculine stuff super girly. And I don't necessarily think that a lot of feminists would necessarily agree that that is trying to be feminist. I don't know if that is the case of what it's trying to be. I think it's just silly. But also I feel like to be a feminist is to also accept just girliness. You don't have to be a feminist and not be girly, if that makes any sense. I feel like a lot of feminists think that if you're being girly, like super girly, like you love pink and you love glitter and everything that comes with being girly, then you're not feminist because it's not going to make people, I really don't know how to describe this if I'm being honest, but if you know what I'm trying to get at, you know what I'm trying to get at. I'm not going to go super political because I don't like doing that on here, but it's definitely a for the girls type thing. Super silly, super lighthearted. Kind of alien-esque, but she's a vibe. Love Katy Perry. I want her to continue making music. Maybe something less like that and more like her old stuff, maybe. But I don't really care. As long as she's still having fun, doing her thing, fine with me. Don't be problematic, please. Because I don't like being problematic is hard because then it's hard for me to like people. You know, not like, it's hard for me to be outward say that I like people if they've had a problematic past, like quote unquote problematic, because then you can get canceled for that. And that's just hard. It's hard living in this day and age with cancel culture. I don't like cancel culture. If you do, that's fine. But I personally do not. I need to go and figure out where to print art prints and finish painting a surprise for my grandparents. I'm getting so close to being done with it. I'm actually very excited. It's just missing something. It's missing something. And I don't know what yet. Yeah, soon I'm going to be selling some of my art on my online shop called Mad Rose Pie. It is the same name as all of my social media platforms. So you can follow me at Mad Rose Pie on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also follow me on Pinterest at A Dandelion Days. If you want your story, or if you want to rant, or if you want to ask for advice, literally whatever. It doesn't have to be any of those things. If you just want to email me and want me to say your story or whatever on here in the next episode, you can email me at kindamusedpod@yahoo.com, or you can DM me at madrosepie. So yeah, for the audio listeners, I do have a video version of this podcast up on YouTube at Mad Rose Pie. For the visual people out there, if you're more interested in needing to read my lips, or if you want to watch me sit on the ground and stare at myself, you're welcome to do that as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Be prepared for that one, Swifties. See you later!